When I was first told that we would be doing a puppet project, I didn't quite know what to expect at the start of the year. When it was explained to me, it sounded like an absolutely fantastic project, something amazing for the children to do, and it's done that and more.
Andrea told us that we were going to do the puppet project, and I thought she was crazy. Didn't really understand what it was, how it would work, whether the children would really engage for that amount of time on one thing. So Andrea took us to see one performance, but it was a secondary school performance with a smaller class, and again I was still quite worried about how my 30 children, some with behaviour difficulties, were going to focus on this project. Then we went to see a primary school production, and that started to fill me with confidence. I suddenly thought, yeah, we could do this, and from there it was great.
The children have got so much from it. With the making part, a number of the children that would struggle with literacy in class or struggle with mathematics in class were able to really show their talents.
So there's one boy in my class had really low literacy levels, reading, writing, general attitude to learning was incredibly low. We began the puppet project and he found something that he enjoyed, that he was good at, had a natural flair for, so from the minute he picked up the puppet he could move it, he knew exactly how to hold it, it was just automatic, slipped in his hand, and from then his literacy has completely shot through the roof. He's almost at age-related expectations, whereas his prediction for this year was still coming out as way below, so it's definitely had an impact. I think he built in confidence, and also he believed that he could do something. So once he had this ability of thinking, right, I can do this, all I need to do is focus on it, I need to put my mind on it, he then did that with other things and then began to see progress in everything.
They were able to gain new skills, show skills that they already had, in a different context. It was a real leveller as well. All the children were going in and no child had made a puppet before, and some of them had obviously done painting before, some of them had done a little bit of sewing before, but bringing all those skills together into one finished product allowed them to bring those skills together. But as I say, it was a leveller. Everyone was starting from the same page. They were all starting from the same starting point, which for the really confident ones made them really think about what they were doing, but for the less confident ones made them realise that, oh no one has done this. So they were able to come into it much more comfortably. Every child achieved. Every child did really, really well. They produced something that they were proud of. And I think that's one of the best things of the project. Every child was proud of what they actually managed to achieve. In terms of the production that the children actually did at the end of the year, they really learnt to work together. My class, at the start of the year, did have some difficulty with working collaboratively. They could work with their friends, but there would always be people that they really struggled to work with in class, or if they weren't with their friends, they wouldn't want to work at all. The nature of the puppet project, everyone had to work with everyone to have a good production. The children pulled together, they realised that they had to do that, and each having a very, very defined role allowed them to do that, and then they all pulled together and worked really, really well to actually produce a final production that was professional, that they could be proud of, their parents were really proud of, and myself as a teacher was incredibly proud of.
I think there was a lot more that went into the production than we first imagined. So actually them going ahead and making their entire puppet, and the ability that the children were able to do this by themselves. So I thought I'd need to help them a lot with the making and the doing, and actually it was quite child-led. I could stand back and almost do it with them, and that was really lovely to experience that part of it. My class struggled in a lot of the rehearsals to work cohesively together, so the voices worked very separately from the puppeteers, and there was almost a bit of friction between the class, but actually the more they rehearsed, the more they realised that they had to work as a team, and by the end of it they pulled it off I didn't even need to intervene backstage in the final show because the children just ran it from start to finish.
I don't think the parents knew what to expect. I think they were expecting some sort of production. When they actually came in and they actually saw the professional stage, I think they were taken aback a little. I thought they realised that this is something slightly different. And then obviously the performance actually started, and once again their level of expectation was exceeded well and above. And what I have spoken to parents about, they are genuinely shocked that their children have been able to do something so professional and so creative from start to finish. And they're genuinely very, very proud of their children. And I think one of the bits that the parents also really enjoyed was actually getting to see backstage, when they actually went and had a look around backstage to see what their children had been doing, because it all looks a little bit effortless from when you're seeing an amazing production, but when they actually see what's going on backstage, once again they realise quite how much hard work has gone into all of this.